Yo, what's up? My name's Petrowski. Welcome to another episode of Loot from 1 Hour. So last episode we covered Weedle and Kakuna and the rest of the Weedle line. So this episode we're going to be doing Loot from 1 Hour of Pidgey. The spot is pretty similar to the spot in Weedle, except you want to go up to Viridian Forest for Weedle. We're going to be slightly lower. We're going to be down here south of Viridian Forest, literally on Route 1. It's really cool. It's really nostalgic. Look at all these new players coming in as well. We're going to be looking for Pidgey here. It's the most common spot. So Pidgey has a lot of spawns, as we can see, but it only has one very common spawn. The only very common spawn that Pidgey has is here at Route 1 in Kanto, levels 2 to 5. It should be really, really easy to encounter Pidgey. There we go. Should be like a 50% chance or something of the sort, maybe like 40%. During night, you actually might get a lot less Pidgey encounters, which will be interesting. I should be able to just false swipe and then Pokeball them and catch them super easily. So here we are, catching my first Pidgey. Then I will get back to you guys after 1 hour of them with the loot. So here we are. Here's the first Pidgey. Let's go ahead and check the IVs. Of course, as always, I'm bringing my catching Breloom, but this should be a pretty easy one. You really just need any Pokemon with false swipe to be able to false swipe them once and then Pokeball them. Check the stats. No stats on this Pidgey, but now I'm going to catch them for 1 hour, and I'll see you guys with the loot. Alright, yo, I'm back after catching Pidgeys for 1 hour, and this is how many Pidgeys I caught. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, is that 46? Let's say, yeah, 46 Pidgeys were caught in total during 1 hour. I did catch them at nighttime, so it is actually really important. That may have lowered the amount that I encountered, which is really important. So maybe someday I can come back and catch them in the daytime as well and kind of have a comparison. But for now, we're going to go with this number. I'm going to go ahead and sort through them, check out how many of them have 1x31 IVs, how many of them have notable IVs, how many of them are sellable. I'll get back to you guys and we'll release the extra Pidgeys. Alright, here we are with 32 Pidgeys that I'll be releasing in a second, and then I think this bottom row is all 1x31s, and then we have some noted Pidgeys to cover here. A really, really cool one that I don't want to spoil too much of yet, but I'm going to go ahead and release these right now. There we go. Rest in peace to all of those. Pidgeys don't have a good base price, so whenever you have extras like that don't really have any IVs or any reason to keep and sell, you just might as well release them. You're not gonna you're gonna waste your time and waste your money with the listing fee trying to sell them, so you might as well just get rid of them. Save yourself a lot of time. Now let's go ahead and cover the prices of the 1x31s on all these Pidgeys. Alright, so first things first, I want to explain a couple things. You have to understand why someone is buying a Pokemon. People aren't buying these Pidgeys to, have a Pidgeot. They're not, that's not a very powerful Pokemon. They're buying these Pidgeys to use the IVs. They especially want male Pokemon so they can breed them onto other females. They want them because of the egg group. For those who don't know, Pidgey is in the flying egg group, and they're going to take the Pidgey and they're going to breed it with other powerful Pokemon that are in that flying egg group. So for example, I believe Skarmory. Yeah, Skarmory is in the Flying Egg group, which is an extremely powerful OU Pokemon. So they're going to be taking that Pidgey, taking the stats and IVs from it, ripping them away from the Pidgey, consuming the Pidgey, and then putting it onto a nice, powerful, beautiful Skarmory. So with that in mind, we're going to be price checking and searching based on the A group plus the IVs. So for this sort of Pidgey, this actually has a little more going on. You could warrant I can check the only thing that really matters here is the speed. The fact that this thing has attack and special attack high, it doesn't really matter that much. The speed is nice, but kind of a weird price check. I'm gonna lowball myself a little bit, and I'm actually just going to price check this one based on the attack IV. So this is how I would do it. I would look up egg group, flying, 31 attack IV, and you could sort by male, but the cheapest ones are already male, so I don't have to sort by gender. It shouldn't matter too much. And I'm gonna go ahead and list this one for example at 6,998 Pokeyen. I'm not going to list it at this price. I'm going to list it at slightly higher because of the IVs, and it'll also sell in time. I don't need to rush sell things. So our first price check, you can see in our calculator in the bottom right, is going to be 6,998, and I'm going to go through these Pidgeys one by one. It should be pretty quick. There's not that many Pidgeys, thankfully, so let's go ahead and get an accurate price check on all of them. Alright, now this Pidgey just has 31 special defense IV. It is female, which is super important. I'm going to go ahead and list it for $74.99. So as you can see, there is one listed for $4K, but this is drastically underpriced. And I'm all about patience. I'd rather take my time and have it sell. I'd rather just take the time. I don't need it to sell ASAP. I misclicked, of course I do. 6,998 plus 7499. So those are 2 Pidgeys so far leading to that price check. So I'd rather just wait. It's a great example. I'd rather be patient. I'd rather make an extra bit of Pokein. I don't need the Pokein right away. I have enough capital to kind of chillax and just let it slowly come in. So those are 2 first Pidgeys. I'm going to move on to our third one. I'm going to get a little bit faster as we kind of move into the process. And as the more you guys understand the process, I can speed things up and kind of just zoom through them all. Alright, so this Pidgey just has 31 defense, and then once again, I'm going to mark it at this secondary price I'm going to mark it at 7887, so plus 7887. There we go, 22,000. Going to go ahead and actually move these Pidgeys up in my box to denote that I've price checked them as opposed to these ones. Okay, continuing on. Alright, now this is just a Pidgey with 31 HP, but because it is female and because it's actually... I don't mind waiting on this one as well. I'm going to go ahead and mark it at 1 Pokein behind this. So 7898. So plus 7898. That's that Pidgey price checked on to the next one. Alright, this is when it gets easy. So we're price checking another 31 HP Pidgey. That's all it has going on. So it should be a super easy plus 7898. There we go. Now on to the next Pidgey, moving this one up. Alright, we actually had 3 HP Pidgeys back to back to back, so I definitely could have price checked this a little easier, but there we go. Once again, 7898, on to the next one. Alright, now this Pidgey has a little more going on, being 30 HP and 31 defense. I'm going to go ahead and price check this thing at 14.999. I think that's a pretty fair price, right below the Sigilyph. Even though the Sigilyph is female, Sigilyph is a much more desired species, so it being a male Pidgey, I think plus 14.99 is a very, very fair price. So we're going to go ahead and mark that at that 14,999 Pokein for that one. And then on to the next one. I believe we have 3 more 1x31s to price check after this. Alright, 31 speed Pidgey, really simple, just going to mark it at 8499, so plus 8499, putting us at 69,000 so far. Really decent Pokein so far. On to the next Pidgey. Let's see if we can do a couple of them live. So this one's just a 31 attack, really simple Pidgey. It is male, which might be kind of important. So 31 attack, lowest price. We're going to do maybe this price, the 7K price, 7,400. Yeah, we'll do 6,998. I think 6,998 is the best price. So 6,998. I think it gives us a pretty quick sell window while not wasting too much time or profits. We're going to move these down here. What's this last one? 31 special defense. Okay, let's go ahead and check that. Female, 31 special defense, lowest price, 74.99. Pretty easy. So plus 7499, putting us at we're already at 84,000 Pokein. Pidgeys seem to be pretty decent. The flying aid group is just a really decent aid group because of Pokemon like Starmie, because of Pokemon like Sigilyph. It's really cool, really underrated, and I'm really excited to see the total amount of Pokein gained from these Pidgeys, and I really hope you guys can see the potential in them. Alright, so we have 2 noted Pidgeys to price check, and then 1 really cool Pidgey, the best Pidgey of the bunch that I'll price check at the very end. So let's go ahead and price check. This will be an interesting one. I'll kind of just show you guys how I do it live. So I'm going to be doing Flying Aid Group. I'm just going to be doing 20 plus across. I can adjust price based on what I see from here. So obviously a lot of these stats are 25 plus. Literally every stat except for special defense is at least 25 plus. Let's go ahead and change the gender to male, because that should actually matter on this price check. And let's actually start bumping up some of those IVs. Let's bump up all of them first, and then maybe adjust back down. So if we bump them all up, we see this Rufflet, which is pretty comparable, except this Rufflet is actually just better than this Pidgey. I would go ahead, because it has the 1x31 IV, and the special defense is a little higher, although it's lower on some of the other stats. I feel pretty comfortable marking this Pidgey at around 8 to 10K. I think that's a really, really good range for this thing. I think it's a really, really fair price. I'm going to go ahead and put it at 8,999. I think that's super fair. I think it's a super fair price. Yeah, pretty simple. Moving on from there onto this one. I think doing this live is really cool because it kind of shows you guys my thought process and how I work through these things. So this Pidgey is really interesting. I like this Pidgey because it has all of these stats in every area except for the attacks, so the person can pick which attack stat they want on their Pokemon, which is really, really nice a lot of the time. It's also 25 plus across in all of those stats. We can do 25 plus in HP, defense, special defense, speed. It's a really nice search. Yeah, it's actually really, really solid Pokein. That's beautiful. So this Hoot is obviously better, being 31 defense. It's a pretty decent difference. Trying to think, I'd probably knock this thing down to maybe 14,999, like 15K, or maybe like 12,999. Let's do 12,999 to make it so 13K. Let's do that. I think that's the fairest price. I think that'll give us the fairest chance to sell. I think it's a good price. I think it's pretty fair, especially with no 31. So now on to the very last Pidgey of the bunch. This thing's a monster. This thing is 25 plus across in every single stat, 169 total IVs, 27 plus across in most stats. Just a really, 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 really nice catch. So let's go ahead and price check this thing live. It is female, which is a little unfortunate, but honestly not the worst thing in the world. I'm going to go ahead and do 25 plus across and just see what comes up. It's always best to just do a little lower and just like see what comes up so you can adjust from there. So, wow, this Wingull is really expensive. I don't know if this is a fair comparison to this Pidgey. I mean, it's a very, very fair comparison in terms of like, oh man, the speed stat being higher is kind of important. I think this is a little overpriced for having no 31 IVs. Yeah, this one's a 131. It's the price. I think I'm going to end up going... I think this is overpriced. So I'm actually using a lot of personal judgment on this. I almost want to go 100K on it, but I feel like that's even a little too high. I think this Pidgey should go for somewhere between 60 to 100K would be my analysis of it. I think it being 25 plus, I think 60K is too low. I think it is fair to put this thing up for 100K and see where it goes from there. I think someone could put to breed it from a female to a male, putting nature on it and then breeding it with a Skarmory or breeding it with a powerful Pokemon that you actually want the stats on and such. I think 100K is fair. These don't have nature right yet. Neither of these have a good nature. Yeah, I think 100K is fair. I'm gonna go plus 99999. Really annoying number. We're gonna call this 206K total profit made from Pidgeys. Obviously, that's including a really, really lucky catch. You'll only see a catch like this like once every, I want to say, a couple hundred Pokemon. You don't see these super commonly. So really keep that in mind. I would say even on average, though, you're still making over 100K when catching Pidgey for an hour, which is super solid. This was also at nighttime, so I feel like there's actually room for improvement and room for more growth and more money to be made in this method, which is pretty insane. Pidgeys are super underrated. Flying is a super sick egg group. And Pidgeys are super, super easy to catch. But that's it for this video. I ended up making 206K profit. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Let me know if you did enjoy this video by liking and subscribing and checking out all the playlist links for more Pokemon content, joining my Discord, join an incredible community, and then finally becoming a YouTube member to me for $5 a month. If you want to go above and beyond, becoming a YouTube member, becoming a Twitch Prime or a Twitch sub, or checking out my Venmo are all great ways to do that. I really hope this was entertaining, informative, educational, and helpful. Thank you all so much. Have a great day. Peace.